Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tyler, and today I am bringing you guys another Cobra Kai What If, and this What If is what if Daniel never turned in Robby, aka what if Daniel wasn't a So yeah, as I said, we are going to be doing what if Daniel never turned Robby in, and I think this what if is definitely possible and could change a lot of things in Season 3. And potentially Season 4 might not even happen. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into this video. And if you guys do enjoy Cobra Kai videos, and if you want more Cobra Kai videos from me in the future, personally, be sure to go and like, subscribe if you are new. That's greatly appreciated. And hit the bell icon and comment below what type of Cobra Kai videos you would like me to do. You know, you want some power scaling stuff. If you want that, be specific. If you want a what if, be specific. If you want a theory, be specific. Like, come on now, just type your suggestion. Okay, now with that being said, let's dive into this what if, and I hope you guys do enjoy once again.
Hey, collecting rings like I'm Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so I got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm Hogan. Hey, the oven's coming over. Yeah, we respect.
Now, Daniel in the original timeline thought it was smart to call the cops before he arrived to basically take Robby and then explain to Robby that he is going to turn him in as he is being taken away from the cops. Just bad timing, and Daniel was just stupid and dumb for this. Like, Daniel for real just screwed himself with Robby at the beginning of Season 3, which led into him then screwing things up with Johnny, which then led into him hanging out with Kreese. But I think now in this timeline, we are going to be having a few things actually happen. I think Daniel wouldn't turn Robby in necessarily, but at first would try and get the context as to what had happened from his perspective. Cobra Kai is literally all about perspective, and I think here Daniel would try and get Robby's, as you know, there is always two sides to one story. If we learned anything from Cobra Kai, that's definitely the lesson. Daniel would then be told the story of what had happened during the school fight, and I think during the story, Robby would try and use this opportunity to try and apologize for bringing Sam to Johnny's. It was uncalled for, but Daniel says how he understands what had happened. He talked to Sam, and he apologizes to Robby himself for overreacting. So we actually have Daniel trying to make right steps with Robby rather than making the wrong ones. I think after settling Robby down and Robby tells him about what had happened at the school fight, Daniel would acknowledge that what Robby did wasn't necessarily wrong from his point of view. You know, he was filled up with anger, rage, he was mad, and he didn't even start the fight in the first place. But he certainly did finish it. He gets why Robby did what he did, but at the same time, it's just that action he did himself was just objectively wrong, and it went against what Daniel had taught Robby. Daniel would admit, though, he himself was a little bit a part of that or involved in that because, you know, he just turned Robby away without even hearing his side of the story. Robby apologized to him after bringing Sam to Johnny's, and Daniel just pushed him away, didn't even give Robby a chance to explain himself. He tossed him aside and gave up on him just like how everyone else did in Robby's life, and that wasn't right from Daniel's perspective. And Daniel apologizes for that once again and tells Robby that he can make amends for what he did. He can make things right. And I think this is where Daniel would bring up the idea about turning himself in, but he would tell Robby to think about it, as Daniel doesn't want to, you know, force this upon him. I think Daniel's mindset is in the right place, but I think how he went about it was just completely wrong. But I think Daniel still in canon would objectively believe that the next best course of action is for him to redeem himself and basically, you know, face the consequences for his actions, which, you know, Robby needs to do to try and move forward. He needs to face this. And Robby, I think, would need some time thinking, maybe like a day or two, and after thinking, he would decide that he's going to turn himself in. So Daniel's not going to turn Robby in, but rather Robby is going to turn himself in after Daniel LaRusso manages to get to him. Now, I think Daniel definitely helped Robby move forward the right way, and this is definitely the best option in my opinion, but I think before he would leave, he would try and actually talk to Sam about things. The way things left off, it was pretty bad, but now in this timeline, Robby and Sam actually have a chance to pick up where they left off and maybe just try and get some context out of the way and understand what was going on in that situation. quite literally just like how Daniel and Robby solved it, Robby can basically explain this to Sam, and Sam would then explain her side of the story and how she was intoxicated and she immediately pulled back after, and honestly it was her fault, but she doesn't want to give up on Robby, and she's glad to hear that Robby is willing to do the right thing and turn himself in. And because of this, Robby and Sam are actually going to stay connected this time and have basically a last goodbye before Robby has to go to juvie, but Robby promises when he gets out of juvie, he'll immediately get back into his Miyagi-Do training and they can pick up where they left off. And so this means Sam would actually be waiting for Robby, and this would be the last time she sees him before he goes to juvie, instead of just, you know, seeing him in the school fight and then just never seeing him again until like the last bit of season 3. Now, another interaction I also think would happen is Johnny and Robby talking before, you know, he heads out to juvie. And the reason why is because Daniel and Johnny were looking for Robby in the first place, and Johnny was so hell-bent on doing so. And so now that Daniel can tell him, maybe Johnny can finally like snap out of that crazy state. Johnny promises to Robby that he'll wait here for him, you know, when he gets out of juvie right away, and he'll even come in to visit, and Robby would then nod and hug his dad before then he has to go. Now, because 2 days actually pass, we would say that Johnny's going to visit Robby 2 days logically after he would in canon, right? Because, you know, Robby has 2 days extended before he goes to juvie, which means Johnny can not only visit Miguel without having Robby getting mad, but can also make it to his appointment with Robby that's going to happen a day or two after Miguel's surgery. So this means he never lets Robby down, which is really the whole reason he even gave Kreese a chance. With not only Johnny not giving up on Robby, but also Daniel in this timeline not giving up on Robby, even if Kreese were to come to the prison and try and talk to Robby about this, it's just not going to work. Robby's not going to be convinced by Kreese, and if anything, he's actually going to go back to Miyagi-Do when he gets out of juvie. And also, because Johnny did visit him, this also means Johnny and him are on good terms by the time he comes out of juvie as well. And as for Sean, I think he would use his Miyagi-Do karate to basically defend himself and beat up the people that are trying to jump him. And I think he would mainly just try and be a lot more defensive and using his Miyagi-Do techniques to the best of his advantage, just to defeat Sean and his goons swiftly. And he would still gain respect, but he doesn't really care about this, and this really doesn't add on into Robby getting into Cobra Kai or anything. And so when Robby gets out, I think he would still be in Miyagi-Do karate, but I do think he would actually live with Johnny for a bit, considering the fact that now him and his dad are actually on good terms, so maybe they can be cool for a bit. And if he does live with Johnny, this is going to inevitably lead into Miguel and Robby then encountering, to which I think Robby and Miguel can try and settle things, because Daniel and Johnny, both of his senseis, are literally fine with this, and they just want to move forward and just move away from this Kreese, you know, squabble bullshit. So basically, Robby and Miguel are going to be able to talk to each other, and Miguel and Robby are going to be on good terms, with Robby apologizing to Miguel and Miguel apologizing for what he did at the party. This is the best conclusion to Robby's arc in all honesty, and this is solidifying him on the good side rather than him turning to the bad side. So, Robby doesn't need to be redeemed or anything like that. He already redeemed himself, and now this means that Cobra Kai's strongest fighters are now just Tori and Hawk. And also, due to Robby not coming into Cobra Kai and basically stealing Hawk's plan and stealing all of the glory that Kreese basically showed to Robby, Hawk is going to get the glory, and now he is going to stay in Cobra Kai because now he's the strongest and he finally gets the respect he deserves from Kreese. So I think Robby not being in Cobra Kai, it's going to basically not push Hawk to the edge and make him see Kreese's flaws. And so because of this, when they're at the house fight, he is not going to be, you know, turning good or anything, but rather Robby's going to intervene during the house fight and fight Hawk himself. Also, since Sam and Miguel and Robby are all cool with each other and Sam and Robby are having their thing, Miguel and Sam never try and get together or anything like that, and Sam is going to wait for Robby specifically, and Miguel and Sam close things and they are friends, along with Miguel and Robby being friends. So everyone is just kind of cool right now, except for just specifically Hawk, which Robby is going to personally deal with by fighting him. Robby can try and defend and keep up with Hawk only briefly before then getting overpowered, showing that that Hawk definitely got stronger over the course of Season 3 and is way stronger in comparison to his Season 2 self. At that point, this would lead into Miguel swiftly beating Kyler, and Miguel would rush over to save Dimitri, and they would 2v2 these two Cobra Kai goons, which they would then manage to get the dub from. And now it's going to be a 3v1 between Miguel, Dimitri, and Robby versus Hawk, which I think Hawk inevitably is going to be overwhelmed, and he would inevitably retreat. Miguel, Dimitri, and Robby would stop Tori and Sam from fighting, and Hawk would rush over to Tori to basically grab her, and the two of them would then go. At that point, the house fight then concludes. Now, Johnny would still be mad at Kreese, however, I don't think he'd be nearly as mad to the point to where he would literally try to kill him because Robby and Kreese are not working together. However, if you want to say he kills him, then Kreese just dies and Season 4 doesn't exist. But in all honesty, I think it would be a better arc for Johnny narratively for him to try to kill Kreese but then stop himself in the end, realizing that this is not the way he should go about it, similar to how he did in the beginning of Season 2. And that is where I'm going to be leaving the what if off. So if Daniel never turned Robby in, Robby would actually be in a better position than his Season 3 self, and Daniel wouldn't look as much of an idiot as he originally did in Season 3, because his mind was in the right place, or his heart was, but his mind wasn't. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to be leaving things off, and if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. That is greatly appreciated, along with hitting the bell icon, that way you are notified and updated when I upload. Follow me on Twitter, that will be linked in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. My name is Tyler, and peace out. Have a nice rest of the day, everybody.